Alrighty, so I know it's late, and because of the fact that I'm doing this very late in the evening, most likely I will schedule this upload to be uploaded tomorrow, and instead of me actually originally thinking about doing the preview of both the Friday and Saturday game, which is going to be the 12 games that's going to be happening if you don't include the one game that's going to be happening on Sunday, I'll just do the preview of the two games that is going to be happening tomorrow, and then tomorrow after when this game, of course, is over and I do the review for both of these games, I will be doing the preview of the busy 10-game action that's going to be happening on Saturday, and then, of course, the one lone game that's going to be happening on Sunday. But let us actually begin with the first game, which is Atlanta United versus Orlando City, which this game is going to be on national television and on FS1, as it will start at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, but the actual kickoff is 7:25 p.m. local time. Atlanta, of course, coming into this game with a record of 6-7-9, while Orlando City coming into this game with a 10-4-8 record. Atlanta, you know, in the last game that they played, which was a couple of weeks ago, they were one of those the 6 teams, I believe, did not play last week, and kind of one of the lucky ones to not being able to play last week during international break, and you know, before that, you know, unfortunately they did have their 4-game winning streak come to an end by losing 2-0 to Nashville at home, and that, you know, they had Gonzalo Pineda debuting in that game, and it was kind of ruined with the loss of his first ever game as a head coach in MLS. Whereas for Orlando City, they of course won 3-2 to Columbus at home. And oh, by the way, I am wearing my new third Atlanta United jersey that, you know, it just arrived a couple of weeks ago. I was gonna wear it last week, but since Atlanta wasn't actually playing, that's why I didn't get a chance to wear this until now. That they of course are playing in this game against Orlando City. And also, you know, if you're still one of those people that's watching this video and still kind of believe in kind of jinx and stuff like that, I do apologize to Atlanta United fans in advance, the fact that I just wear their jersey, and now most likely they're probably not going to win this game against Orlando City. But in terms of the last 5 games for Orlando, you know, as I mentioned, they lost 2-0 to Nashville SC, but before that, they won 2-1 against DC on the road before winning 1-0 against TFC. Then they won 1-0 against LAFC, and then they were able to win 3-2 against Columbus, and that win actually snapped a franchise record 11-game winless run that they were on. Whereas for Orlando City, they of course won 3-2 against Columbus, but then they drew 0-0 against Inter Miami, won 1-0 against the Chicago Fire, drew 1-1 against Nashville SC on the road, and drew 1-1 against FC Cincinnati on the road. And, you know, anytime when Orlando and Atlanta meet, it's definitely a very interesting game, and that, you know, I'm hoping we're going to have something similar to the last game, which I don't think this game will maybe top what we saw in the last game, where the last game between both of these teams, yeah, it was definitely frantic and was definitely one of the best games we've seen this season. But we shall see whether or not this is going to be the case, and we'll see whether or not if Gonzalo Pineda can bounce back after his tough debut as an MLS head coach and potentially get his first win. And what a way to get your first ever win as an MLS head coach and as an Atlanta United head coach, by getting a win against your most hated rival. But now moving on, in terms of the second match of the 2-game action on Friday, is the Vancouver Whitecaps taking on the Portland Timbers. So this game will start at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, but the actual kickoff is 7:08 p.m. local time. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but the Vancouver Whitecaps are actually the favorites coming into this. Well, actually, I wouldn't say I can't believe I'm saying this, because the Whitecaps have no doubt been one of the hottest team, if not the hottest team right now in the Western Conference, with them having an unbeaten run in their last 10 games, and they during that 10-game unbeaten run, this includes the 4-game winning streak that they are currently on right now. Whereas for the Portland Timbers, well, they're able to get a 2-0 win against the Houston Dynamo away to push their record to 9-3-10, while the Whitecaps have a record of 7-8-7. But the Whitecaps is literally right there in terms of climbing above the red line, and if they can win this game against the Timbers, they will not only go above the red line, but I believe also pass the Portland Timbers into that 6th position. The last 5 games for both of these teams, for the Whitecaps, they were able to win 2-1 against Austin FC before winning 4-1 against RSL, and then winning 2-1 against LAFC at home before winning 2-1 on the road against Austin FC. Then they drew 0-0 to the San Jose Earthquakes, whereas for the Portland Timbers, you know, it was a bit of a nice recovery in the last week after a disastrous run that they had in the previous week prior to last week, where they were able to win 2-0 against the Houston Dynamo on the road, and then got a huge 2-0 road win against the Seattle Sounders in the Cascadia Derby. But before that, this is when the Timbers probably have one of the worst weekends in their franchise history by losing 3-1 on the road against Austin FC, drawing 1-1 on the road against Sporting KC before getting absolutely pulled apart by the Seattle Sounders by losing 6-2 at home in the Cascadia Derby. But like I said, they kind of made it up for it by winning 2-0 on the road against the Sounders in the Cascadia Derby. And I've said before, you know, the Cascadia Derby can really change the fortune of a team, and that when you the team that comes out as the winning side, you can definitely carry some momentum heading into these next couple of matches, and that just seems like is the case for this Timber side. But that being said, again, they're facing a red-hot Vancouver Whitecaps team, which, you know, this is going to be a big test for them because, you know, as impressive as this 4-game winning streak has been, it's been against relatively easy opponent, and this might be the toughest opponent that they, of course, would face. But that being said, you know, I'm pretty sure they're up for the challenge, and especially they're definitely going to try to look threaten against this Timber side. Which, by the way, this is in terms of the tactical wise of this game, and you know, I usually don't talk about tactics doing previews because it tends to make it a little bit short, but I kind of want to talk about tactics in this game because this is going to be interesting to see how both of these teams would look like in this game, because both of these teams are kind of very similar to each other, where they rely on the counter attack a lot, and you know, one of these teams probably is going to have possession. Now, are we going to get a game where both teams are just going to try to counter each other, and then we don't know what's that going to look like? But either way, you know, we'll see how this game, of course, would play out. And certainly, as I said before, when a game is between two teams that is in that logjam in the Western Conference between 6th through 11th place, you know it is a vital match in terms of the playoff race that we have in the Western Conference right now as we head into the last third of the MLS season. But yeah, there you have it. That is pretty much it for my quick preview looking at these two games. Let me know in the comments below what do you think of both of these games, and as always, let me know in the comments your prediction for both of these games that's going to be happening on Friday. And like I said, once this game is over, I will quickly do the review of both of these games before doing the preview of the busy 10 games, or actually the 11 games that's going to be happening both Saturday and Sunday to wrap up a 13-game full slate of MLS action on match week number 24. But until then, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you make sure you guys leave a like, smash the subscribe button, and yeah, I of course will see you guys next time.